Hello everybody, Michael Scott Catridge here once again, otherwise known as the Rooster to some of you out there. This will be my second video blog, and for those of you wondering, I will not be counting every single time I start one of these because eventually I'll probably lose track of the number. What I'd like to point out today is that I'm using a different lighting setting, which is probably why I'm squinting and looking at this thing a little bit. I'm using a 500 LED light today that's set completely on daylight. It has the potential to mix with a tungsten color, but I'm just using the daylight color today. I might have a little spill coming in through the window since it's only just after 5 p.m. But I think the light is kind of flooding that nicely. Yesterday I used a CFL bulb, which was a bright white coming through a Chinese white lantern, which diffused it a little bit and gave it that specific color tone. So I thought I'd mix it up a little bit today. Also yesterday I discovered how I could better capture my audio. I think if you listen to the video in the beginning, it was a little bit of a hiss, and then later on it kind of disappeared. Well, I discovered and perfected how to capture audio through my condenser mic going into my H4 on 2 separate channels at the same time at different volume levels. I have a Y splitter on my XLR cable, and I'm now recording 100% on one and 50% on the other, which is great redundancy in case anything ever happens to one of the levels where it clips or something, some loud noise comes up and ruins the audio. But enough of the mumble jumbo for today. I'm also, alright, well, one more thing. I don't have any lens filters on my camera, which I didn't yesterday either, but I may start experimenting with some a little bit later. So, okay, how about time for, it's story time. It's story time for today. So, this past weekend, driving back and forth to North Conway, one tends to have a little bit of time to think in that 2-hour drive one direction. And I had been thinking about a friend, a very good friend of mine that I had to put out of my life a little while back. So it was, you know, friends come and go, and then sometimes you have a friend that you think is going to be there for the rest of your life that feels kind of like family. And I had that particular feeling about this friend, and it turned out that I was wrong. I was wrong once again. And what tied it all together was I had read an article a little while ago, because I had a little trouble dealing with it, you know, about the loss that I had for this friend. And I read this article about toxic ties, you know, and I'm not much for psychobabble, but it started to ring a chord, you know, toxic ties, you know, people that are around that don't allow you to move forward with your life. And I guess that's, it made sense to me. And then when I read another article, which was at a different time, but it kind of helped me encapsulate the whole relationship that I had with this friend that I no longer have, was something about, how did it go? You know, just because you've let go of somebody, it doesn't mean that you don't care about them. It just means that you realize they didn't care about you, which that just really summed it all up. You know, it made a lot of sense to me, and cutting the toxic tie out of my life really did help me. And I mean, I still feel lost at times, but I feel a lot better, and I'm really more forward thinking and forward looking now than I had been in the past. And just sometimes an article can help you, you know, but that's just my little 2 cents about friendships, you know, and we all have good friendships, and they seem great and like they last forever, and there's just going to be those that may not, even as much as you think that they are going to. But and it's okay. It's okay, because as long as everybody's living a happy life, what harm can be from that? Well, that's all for today. So tune in again, I suppose.